Hi folks, welcome to Gretsch night at Doyle Dykes' house. Man, I mean, you just can't beat that great Gretsch sound, as they say. Years ago, when I was a kid, we'd go to Harvey Simmons' barbershop. Harvey's barbershop over on North Pearl Street in Jacksonville, Florida. Dad would take me over there, and Harvey could give you a haircut and a guitar lesson all at the same time. Well, not simultaneously at the same time. And he'd give me a haircut, and then he'd say, Doyle, get over there and play that guitar for me. And sometimes I'd play his old orange Gretsch 6120, but one particular time I brought my Starfire in, and he took this photo of me. You can see his old tweed Fender amplifier. And but he'd let me play his orange Gretsch, and I just loved it so much. And then he left it to me, and so this, I call it Harvey. And what a great guitar it is! A lot of love in this guitar. He said, "Play some of that Chet stuff." I could just go on and on and on with this stuff. I just love it. And he also left me another one, and this is a 1962, and it's a brilliant color, just a gorgeous guitar, but also has the Filtertrons, and this is a 62, and this is a 64. And so I love my Harvey Gretsch guitars, and they're just wonderful. And so I've been a Gretsch player for a long time, but a few years ago, Fred Gretsch himself asked if I would put an album together using just Gretsch guitars. And I said, well, of course, I mean, that would be so much fun. And here's Fred Gretsch and Dinah, his wife. And we were at the 15th anniversary of them being with Fender. I've been at a lot of celebrations with them. And so they're wonderful people. So Fred says, can you put an album together playing all Gretsch? And we want to give them away to our constituents around the world and our business partners. And of course, I owned the album, so I put it out myself. And it's called The Return of the Falcon, which was a song I had written several years ago, but never recorded it. The Return of the Falcon. And it's there's a white falcon on the front of this. And so it was so much fun to be able to do that. And I also used it at the Merle Travis. I just happened to see, here's a photo of Merle and me a long time ago. And when it was Merle's 100th, what would have been his 100th birthday, I used this very guitar, and it's a white falcon. And this was a Gretsch from Fred and Dinah, a gift from Fred and Dinah, I meant to say. And it normally comes with a Cadillac tailpiece, and I put the Bigsby on it. And this Bigsby is an old Bigsby, and it was on one of my guitars when I was a kid. And I saved the Bigsby even after I got rid of the guitar. And I put it on this. This has a carved or a solid spruce top on it. And so it has a wonderful sound on this guitar. And it really has the great Gretsch sound, but the jazz sound is amazing too. I mean, but you can get that. The Return of the Falcon, I do the Dwayne Eddy thing. And so that's on there. I use a lot of different guitars, in fact, and I'll put my glasses on so I can see here, but I used my old 58 6120, it was a G brand, and some of these I don't own anymore, and some of them a friend of mine named Roger in Nashville owns, the one that does the Abraham Lincoln thing with me a lot. And so he has a good collection of Gretsch guitars. He owns my 58 with the 6120s. And then I also used this 56 on this record. Now the 58 was the first electric guitar I ever played solo on at the Grand Ole Opry as a soloist just a few years ago. And I also used 3 different white Falcons on here, 2 or 3 different ones. And I also used Jerry Reed's own 63 Country Gentleman. It was a guitar that I owned for a while. Roger has it now. And I sold it to him to get my first Olsen guitar. And he just loved Jerry so much. And so when I did this album, I called Mark Thornton, who played guitar for Jerry Reed. And so I did this, recorded all this at his place, and then mixed it down at David Huff's place in Georgia. And so it was a lot of fun. Are You From Dixie? I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy. Avalon, I did that on Jerry's guitar. I did If I Needed Someone, and also While My Guitar Gently Weeps. I actually recorded that on a Gretsch. I recorded it on a Gretsch Country Gentleman 12-string. And Return to Avalon, a song I wrote years ago. I did that one on the 56 G brand. Ave Maria on the White Falcon with Filtertrons and the LR Bags system. And then another one called The Return to Broadway. So there are other songs on here too, in Appalachia, Way Down Yonder in New Orleans. I actually did that. Has a great Travis sound too, really does. But if you look on here, you can also see there's a battery here underneath the pick guard. And Kelly Barber did this at Action Sound in Hawkins, Texas. And he put the, if you notice here also, it has a loaded pickup. I call it loaded pickup from LR Bags. And you can see the little piezo pickups on the bridge itself, and the wires that go up underneath the pickup itself. And so you can, this is normally a mini switch, and he put a bigger knob on here to match. It used to be a tone control, so now all we have are 2 volume controls. This was a master volume, but now it's a mix to put this in with this. And of course this is the toggle switch for these. Not all that confusing. This is just these. And then you can also just use this by itself. And then you can, if you put it in the middle, you mix all of these with that. New song I just wrote. I'm going to finish my new album real soon here too, folks, in the next few days. And have some things on here that I think you'll really like. You can tune this down because it's a long scale. You can tune it down really nice. And you can mix these. to 60 Broadway. 60 Broadway is where Harvey was made, and this guitar, these other 6120s were made at the original factory in Brooklyn. And Fred worked there as a teenager, and so I wrote that song, and it's on here. I recorded it on one of the guitars on one of the Harveys, and it's called Return to 60 Broadway. And this is the Return of the Falcon. You can get this online. You can buy it at your favorite download retailer, whatever that might be, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon, whatever it might be, or you can order the physical copy off of our website. We'd love for you to do that. As you hunker down, I hope you will continue to play your guitar, and hopefully, if you're fortunate enough, it might even just be a Gretsch. Well, God bless you folks, and I will say, happy picking. Thank you.